For 1 hour, a fiery debate between the candidates running on the Republican ticket for state attorney. And many of you watched it all live on news4jax.com for our special online event.
One of the biggest attention grabbers of the night, the fact that the primary is closed to only Republican voters. Channel 4's Jim Pickett was there for the debate and is joining us now live from JU. Jim?
You know, who are here at the Swisher Theater, this was packed with people, supporters of all three of the candidates, Angela Corey, Wesley White, and Melissa Nelson. And as you had mentioned, it was a number of issues brought up. It started off, well, they were polite with each other, and then they started firing in at each other as well. But I say the one thing that really began all of this is when they started talking about closing off the primary to Democratic voters. A lot of people are voting right now. But here's what the candidates said about that, what each one, when they responded, to talk about it.
The question is not whether it's legal. The question is, was it's right? I don't know why Ms. Corey, who is running on her record, did not want to bring her record to all of the families of the Fourth Circuit. But the bigger problem than just closing the primary is that your chief law enforcement officer has yet to this day to be accountable for the actions of her campaign.
I can tell you this. I believe the state attorney's race should be a nonpartisan race. And I commit to you that, God willing, should I be elected, I will change my party affiliation to NPA, no party affiliation, so that everyone will always be allowed to vote. I don't trust Tallahassee. I don't trust entrenched politicians to change the law.
The Supreme Court declared it legal, and I think it's disrespectful to call it a dirty political trick, but it certainly suits this person's agenda because she wanted liberals to vote in a primary. The Supreme Court said we have parties for a reason, and that primaries exist for a reason.
Make no mistake, I have not complained once about running a race in a Republican primary. What I think is an issue to all of the voters that all should be concerned about is the excuses you just heard here and still no ownership. That's the problem.
As has been stated over and over again, I did not. My campaign manager did drive paperwork over to Tallahassee for the write-in candidate. I have said that before, and I've never wavered from that.
That exchange, though, really did set the tone for what happened throughout on a number of questions when Kent Justice, who moderated this, was asking some of the direct questions to each candidate, and that's when we really started to see things fly. In fact, they began to talk about some of the issues that we really haven't heard much about before, one of them being Melissa Nelson's handling of a grand jury investigation in Flagler County. And then coming up at 11 o'clock, we're going to go into this. That is the Mayport monster, William Wells, the man who was convicted of killing 5 people in Mayport, and what Melissa Nelson did at that time as the prosecutor in that case, and not having the death penalty, at least at first, in this. We're going to hear at 11 o'clock what the candidates say about that. It's been a number of things in some of the campaign ads that have come up about this. A full crowd here tonight. They're expecting full crowds for the rest of these debates later on this week. We're live at JU. Jim Pickett, Channel 4, the local station.